It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to Expresso here on SABC3, your feel-good breakfast show. We are very honored to still have the very beautiful, talented, gorgeous B Dolan in studio this morning, talking about her brand new book, An Appetite for Peas. It is an autobiography, and we're just getting to the crux, the depth of what it's all about. And we're talking about something this morning that a lot of the book is about. It's about relationships as well, and I think a lot of women are going to identify this. And I don't know if I'm right, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this essentially is your life story, but I think it universally is a story about females as well.
Totally,
Okay.
totally. And I specifically wrote the book, not as a typical autobiography, I wrote it like a novel.
Yeah.
So that it would be exciting and fun to read,
Yeah.
and relatable.
Yes.
And that's why I think you're saying that, because
Yeah.
it isn't just about Casey and her life. I didn't want it to be about that. And so it is a very, very relatable story for every woman in their relationships, the heartaches that you go through, the trouble that you have with men.
Yeah.
And resolving it, and learning to love yourself, and getting to that space where you know, you hopefully do find something that sticks.
And because you write it as a novel, there are all of those elements of a novel. You laugh, you cry, you get angry. At some point I was like, really, Casey? You know, you get mad at the
You
decisions.
sound like my mother.
At the decisions that the character makes in the book. But what I did find really, really awesome, and I think what will resonate with a lot of women, is the need to be appreciated, the need to be seen. You know, that question, do you see me? Do you know that I'm here? And at the crux of this book is your relationship with your parents, and the choices that you make as a result of them being emotionally unavailable, as you will. And on one of the pages you say, I just wanted to hear that I was beautiful, that I was good, that everything would be okay. Then again, I would have known that they were lying. What did your relationship with your parents, or the relationship that you had with them, what ensued, and you know, how did it affect your journey in your life?
You know, I think there's a lot to be said for being a mature mother.
Yeah.
And obviously I came from a parent who is a teen parent.
Yeah.
And then a single parent.
Yeah.
Which is extraordinarily difficult. I have got so much respect and so much kudos for every mom. I'm a mom myself, and I do it alone a lot of the time. I have a husband who commutes. And the respect I have and the acknowledgement of that is also huge.
Yeah.
But it does create, a lot of the time, situations where children are fending for themselves, and they are having to, as I did, having to grow up a little sooner than possibly you should.
Yeah.
If there is a should, you know. I also say that perhaps if the goal is to create an assertive, self-directive person, that maybe they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the confidence is there,
Yeah.
but there's parts that obviously were broken, and those parts, it's a bit like a ping pong ball where you batter yourself around in relationships to get to a space where you'll learn to love yourself.
Yeah, and those relationships are quite detailed throughout the book. I mean, you have so many different ones, but it's a lot of broken people looking to other broken people.
Yes, that are also funny.
Hey?
That are also funny.
Yeah.
You know, I think what's so important, and you know, we get into the depth of the book,
Yeah.
and it, of course, does touch on very deep subjects.
Yeah.
But it's so important also to look at life and say, don't take it too seriously.
Exactly.
I had a person speak to me yesterday about it, and he said, I can't believe the depth of the topic you were talking about, that I was laughing.
Yeah,
And he said, I shouldn't have been laughing, and I
agree
was.
with him. I agree with him. And what I said about this book is, like you said, it reads like a novel, and it's incredibly entertaining. And sometimes you just have to bring yourself back and say, well, this is actually somebody's life that I'm reading about here, that is just not only entertaining, but edutaining at the same time. You're learning so much about yourself. Casey, before we finish up, what are you hoping that readers will take out of this book?
You know, that is such a difficult question for me, because I believe in being self-directed. I feel like I can't tell you what to feel.
Yeah.
So I just hoped that you would go on a wonderful journey with me, that I would be able to translate a quirky story about a quirky girl in a way that would make you laugh, would make you cry, and I did it for you.
Yeah.
And so hopefully I can do it for many, many other people, because life is about that, and hopefully you glean what you want to glean from it, but that you've had fun, you know, at the end of the day.
I absolutely agree with you. And there's a part in this book where Casey's dad is talking to her very early on in her life, and he says, why don't you go and study something, you know, to fall back on? And she says to him, but I don't intend to fall. I love that. I love that. You knew what you wanted to do, and you fought for it. And I think that that's so wonderful. And it's going to resonate with so many people in this country is fight for what you believe in. Fight for your dream. Keep holding on. And that's what you do. You fight and you never stop fighting.
Yes, you can moan about it, but don't ever give up.
Don't ever give up. I love it. I love it. Well, we are giving away 3 of Casey B Dolan's books, An Appetite for Peas, this morning. All you have to do is SMS the word COMP, your name and city, to 33728, and this will be coming directly to you. It is a definite page turner. We'll keep you up till the early hours of the morning. You can see the bags under my eyes. But thank you so much, Casey, for an amazing book. I really, really enjoyed it, and I know the rest of South Africa will as well.
It's been a joy, and thank you.
Wow, awesome. Well, Graham, you asked me what it was like. I promise I'll borrow it to you next.